Hello everybody, I'd like to welcome you to my channel. Please feel free to subscribe and like down below, and if you want to see more videos of what I have to offer you. You can't control where you start in life, but you can control where you finish. That's a very big motto of myself, and a lot of things that I've done in my life. I'd like to take you around and show you some of the projects I've done on my own house, and throughout this entire time we'll be going over some other things, so that way you can also accomplish projects or possibly even start your own career. Stay tuned. Alright, so right here, besides the trash that I have there that I'm taking care of today, you can see that this is one side of my house, and what you might not know just by looking at it is I've taken all of those siding panels off, removed the old ones because they were rotted and all kinds of nasty. They needed to be replaced. Then I had insulation underneath that without any house wrapping on this side of my house, and the insulation itself was actually old insulation that was infested with mice and rats and that kind of stuff. So I took all the insulation out, put new insulation in, put the house wrap up on this side of the house, put the new panels up, and then actually painted the house. That little bit of white stuff that you see up there is just some basic caulk. I also replaced that gable up there, right up here. Painted the top and the bottoms and the sides. Alright, right here you can actually get a understanding of one of the projects that I've not fully completed yet, but I've gotten a good portion of it taken care of, and that's actually my patio right here. I ended up actually taking that apart, disturbing the ground that was underneath it, tearing it up, setting it back down, packing it back in, building the base back up to where it was supposed to be, laid all the tiles that you see here, even cut them and trimmed them and did all that myself. I can show you actually how I did that. So we'll walk through all that stuff at a different point in time. I already did this project, but I have some photos from it, so I can kind of backtrack a little bit and explain some more to you. An upcoming project that I have that you can kind of see right here is this little pink line. So this is going to be my new fence at the moment. My old fence is removed, and I still have some of the old fencing right here. Some of the old siding that I took off that you can kind of see right there. A bunch of the old fence posts. And I'll bring you around this way, show you a little bit of what I started. So I have my other line here. This is where my front side of my fence is going to be, and I've marked it on the ground where I want my holes to be. My wife and I talked about it. I wanted a hole to be here initially. She wanted a hole to be right there. Not big of a difference, but you know, preference is preference. Right up here to this side of the house, and you can see that there's a line that's on the ground. That line actually serves a very good purpose. I have a couple of spikes that I put in the ground, which you can see right here. And that also, I painted the top of that red so that way you can see it. So that's another thing that we'll be going over. Some of the other projects that I've actually completed has been taking care of the insulation from the inside of the house, taking care of some of the drywall, taking care of the subfloor issue that we had, taking care of the click floor laminate part of it, and then also removing the old kitchen, putting the new kitchen together. And I'm going to be going over a bunch of those different little tips and tricks. The kitchen that we actually have right now, a lot of people have said, oh, that's a really expensive kitchen. It was kind of expensive because kitchens themselves generally are going to be a more expensive project in your house. But if you stop and you take the time and you slow down and do it all right, then it's going to come out looking just nice. They're not that difficult to do. The kind that we started with was actually what's considered a flat pack, which means all of our cabinets, all of our cupboards, even our island that we have, all came in individual boxes that I had to put together myself. I have a bunch of the tools that I already needed to do that, thankfully. I bought a few other ones that I didn't have, and I've just been slowly acquiring tools over time. So basically just going to be walking you through how to do different things, walking you through different tools, what different tools are used for. A lot of the stuff that I actually do, I've done with my dad. He was a handyman and repairman for a long time, so I've learned a lot of tips and tricks from him, but I've also learned a lot of other tips and tricks along the way. So I'm going to be sharing those things with you, sharing some of the tools with you, sharing how I use some of the tools, how you can do different things to use different tools in different ways to still get the same result or possibly a better result. and we're just going to be going over things one step at a time. So if you have questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to leave those down below, and I'll go ahead and comment on those as soon as I can. Plan on posting video at least once a week, preferably just once a week. Got to still keep with the regular day job. And who knows, maybe I could teach you a few things so you can save yourself some money, which I love to do. And then also buy a fixer-upper like what my wife and I have. And we're not all the way done with it yet, but compared to where we started to where we are, the entire neighborhood is just completely taken back. And I like that. The other big project, like I said, I have coming up is the fence. That's going to be the other big one. And I'll try to put some of the, I'll be adding in some photos from other parts of the remodel that we've actually done. It might not look like much, but we've taken a house and increased it significantly in value just by putting what they call sweat equity into it, and a little bit of money and a little bit of time. And it's not done fast. It's done over a period of time. We've owned the house for about 2 years now. And when we actually first bought it, the house itself was not even in livable condition because it had a failed septic system and it had some internal leaks that were causing some mold damage. And we hired a professional to come in and take care of the mold and remediate that, so we knew that was taken care of. But we also stopped and found reasons why the mold was created in the first place, and we addressed all of those. We had a bunch of small little things that just needed to be done, little tiny projects here and there, minor electrical work that I took care of. So a whole bunch of stuff, including building a wall that we ended up putting drywall over top of, or sheetrock over top of, and mudding and putting texturing back on and making it look like it was just part of the regular wall to begin with. So these are all a bunch of things that I know how to do, or some things that I've understood the basics of, did a little bit of research, stopped, took my time, and just went forward from there. So hope you like the result. Hope you like my channel. And well, the next one will be started with some basic tools. I got a little bit more cleaning and prep work to do, and a little bit more setting up for the video content and how I want things to actually run. But if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please feel free to leave those in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the videos, because that, of course, helps me out a little bit and helps me understand which ones you like more than the other ones. And if you want to see more of what I'm doing, what I've done, and how you can do it yourself, whether it's to save you money or whether you want to just turn around and start your own business. A lot of the things that I do are considered a skill trade, and they're something that you can actually take out into the real world and actually make some cash at. So, well, thanks for tuning in, and hope to see you on the next one.